Welcome back. In the previous video, which was an introduction to motion in a plane, we saw that to proceed in this chapter, we need to understand scalars and vectors. So today, we will try and understand what are scalars, what are vectors, and a few differences between scalars and vectors. Now, basically, scalars and vectors are both physical quantities. They are physical quantities. Physical quantities are quantities that can be measured. So we can measure them. A quantity that we can measure is called a physical quantity, or basically a quantity that can be compared to a standard. If I can compare a quantity to a standard, then those quantities are called physical quantities. For example, your height. If I say your height is 1.83 meters, what does it mean? It means your height is 1.83 times 1 meter. Your 1 meter is a well-defined standard. I'm comparing your height to 1 meter and I'm saying your height is 1.83 times 1 meter. So I know 1 meter very clearly. I know how much is 1 meter. And I'm saying your height is 1.83 times that 1 meter. So we compared it to a standard. If we can do this, then such quantities are called physical quantities. We have many more such quantities. Force, energy, power, pressure, speed. These are all quantities that can be measured and they are called physical quantities. We also have quantities that cannot be measured. Love, anger, hatred, hunger. These are all quantities which don't have a standard. So we don't have something to compare it to. Therefore, we cannot measure them. We will not deal with such quantities. They are non-physical quantities. We won't deal with them. We will only deal with quantities that can be measured. They are called physical quantities. Now, these physical quantities can be classified. We classify them based on the rank of their tensor. If the rank is 0, we call them scalars. If the rank is 1, we call them vectors, and so on. Now, in your 11th and 12th, you deal only with scalars and vectors. We don't go beyond that. You deal only with scalars and vectors. So it's basically like the way we classify animals. If they satisfy a particular criteria, we call them dogs. Another criteria, maybe cats, elephants, giraffes, like that. The way we classify animals based on different criteria, physical quantities also can be classified. And you will learn two such classifications, which are scalars and vectors. So the idea is, scalars and vectors are both physical quantities. Now, what decides whether it's a scalar or whether it's a vector? To decide whether it is a scalar or vector, we look at two things, a magnitude and direction. If a physical quantity can be completely described with only magnitude, then it is called scalar. But a physical quantity requires direction also along with magnitude, then it is a vector. So if magnitude is enough to describe it, we call it scalar. But with magnitude, if we need direction also to describe a physical quantity, we call it vector. Now, what is the meaning of this describe? The meaning is very simple. If, for example, I say, your mass is 20 kg, your mass is 20 kg, then that number 20 is sufficient to describe your mass. I don't need a direction because your mass is 20 kg and you're going north, or your mass is 20 kg and you're going south. That direction of north and south will not affect your mass. Just by going towards north, you will not become 40 kg. Neither by going towards south, you will become 10 kg. It's not going to affect your mass. which means that magnitude of 20 kg was sufficient to describe your mass. I did not need the direction. I don't need your direction. That 20 kg is enough. Yes, I understood what is your mass. Whether you're going north, south, doesn't matter. I don't need your direction to describe that quantity mass. Therefore, it is a scalar quantity. We don't need direction to describe the quantity. Magnitude is sufficient. It is sufficient to describe that quantity. But in vectors, it is not like that. In vectors, we need magnitude and direction to describe the quantity. So basically what it means is, if direction changes, it will affect the physical quantity. It will affect. For example, if your teacher says, displace by 5 meters, displace by 5 meters. So you're sitting in a classroom and a teacher tells you, kindly displace by 5 meters. Now what does it mean? Should you move 5 meters back, go to a bench behind you? Or should you move 5 meters in front, come to a bench in front of you? Or should you move 5 meters towards your right? Or should you move 5 meters towards your left? The teacher should clearly describe which direction the teacher wants you to move. The teacher should say, come 5 meters in front. Or should say, go 5 meters behind. Because coming 5 meters in front and going 5 meters behind is not the same. You will not end up in the same position. The displacements are different. So it becomes very important to describe the direction. So such physical quantities where direction affects the physical quantity is called vector. So scalars, only magnitude is enough to describe them. Vectors, we need both magnitude and direction to describe that physical quantity. Or scalars, if direction changes, physical quantity is not affected. But vectors, if direction changes, physical quantity is affected. This is how we understand what are scalars and what are vectors. Now there are other differences also. This is not the only difference. There are other differences. Scalars are very easy to work with. In scalars, addition, subtraction, multiplication are all using normal laws of algebra. The laws of algebra that we already have, well-established laws of algebra. For example, 2 kg plus 2 kg, we know the answer is 4 kg. Very simple. In scalars, you can do this. 2 kg minus 2 kg, you know the answer is 0. Very easy. You can add, you can subtract using normal laws of algebra. In vectors, you can't do that. In vectors, 2 Newton plus 2 Newton need not be 4 Newton. Not necessary. Sometimes it is 4 Newton. Sometimes it can be 0 Newton or some other number. So it's not always 2 Newton plus 2 Newton is 4 Newton. It can be, but it need not be. We will see that in this chapter. We will see when it is 4 Newton, when it is not 4 Newton, and so on. But in scalars, it is not like that. 2 kg plus 2 kg is always 4 kg. That's it. No other value. Here, other values can come. So we cannot add them and subtract them using normal laws of algebra. This can be added and subtracted using normal laws of algebra. Here, no normal laws of algebra. We need special laws. We call them triangle law of vector addition, parallelogram law of vector addition, polygon law of vector addition. We will do all these concepts. We will do them in detail. Similarly, in scalars, you can multiply them. 5 kg into 4 kg is 20 kg square. Very easy. You can multiply them. 6 meter into 5 meter is 30 meters square. And when you multiply them like this, you are multiplying two scalars, you will end up with a scalar. The answer that you get, that physical quantity will be a scalar. So when you multiply two scalars, you will end up with a scalar. But in vectors, you can multiply them two ways. you can multiply two vectors to get a scalar. You can also multiply two vectors to get a vector. If you multiply two vectors to get a scalar, that is called dot product or dot. And when you multiply two vectors to get a vector, that is a cross product. This also we will do in detail. But right now the basic idea is scalars, normal laws of algebra will work. Vectors, normal laws of algebra will not work. Scalars, whenever you multiply, you will end up with a scalar. The answer is going to be a physical quantity, which is a scalar. Here, you can multiply them in such a way that you can get an answer which is a physical quantity, which is a scalar. You can also get an answer which is a physical quantity, which is a vector. So you can multiply to get a scalar, or you can multiply to get a vector. In scalars, you can divide. You can divide. Same kg if I take, or time, for example. 7 seconds by 7 seconds is 1. You can divide. Vectors, you cannot divide. The direction we don't know how to divide. So we cannot divide that direction. Therefore, vectors cannot be divided. Scalars can be divided. Vectors cannot be divided. Scalars, there's only one type, scalars, that's it. Vectors, there are many types. We have vectors which are called unit vectors. We have vectors which are called null vectors. These two are very important. Unit vectors, null vectors. We have vectors which are called planar vectors. We have vectors which are called terminal vectors. We have vectors which are called free vectors. We have vectors which are called equal vectors. We have vectors which are called parallel vectors, anti-parallel vectors. Like that, we have a few vectors which we will also learn again in detail in this chapter. So this is the idea of scalars and vectors. Scalars basically are physical quantities which can be completely described with magnitude, or direction has no effect on the physical quantity. If direction is an effect, that means we need the direction to completely describe it, then such a physical quantity is called a vector. Scalars, all normal laws of algebra will work. Vectors, it won't work. So while adding vectors, we can't just write 2 Newton plus 2 Newton is 4 Newton. No, we need to check for certain things, which we will do in this chapter. Scalars, you can multiply and get only a scalar. But vectors, when you multiply, you can get a scalar or you can get a vector. Scalars, you can divide. Vectors, we cannot divide. Scalars, there's only a single type. But vectors, we have different types. So like this, you need to know the differences between scalars and the differences between vectors. And a few examples. As we do this chapter also, we will look at those and we will say which is a scalar, which is a vector. Some of the examples of scalars are distance, speed. These guys are all scalars. Mass, time. They are not affected by direction. If you walk 1 hour from 10 o'clock, if you walk for 1 hour towards north, the time will be 11 o'clock. If you walk east for 1 hour, the time will still be 11 o'clock. It won't change. You can't walk faster east and slower north. It's not going to happen. So they are independent of direction. But vectors, force, velocity, displacement, these are all examples of vectors. Acceleration. For them, direction makes a difference. Direction will affect the physical quantity. So if they affect the physical quantity, they are vectors. If the direction affects the physical quantity, they are vectors. If direction does not affect the physical quantity, they are scalars. So this is a basic idea of scalars and vectors. So here we realize scalars is very easy. We don't need to talk much about scalars. But vectors, lot of things we don't know. We don't know how to add a vector, which we have to learn. We don't know how to multiply a vector. Again, we have to learn. How to multiply to get a scalar. How to multiply to get a vector. We also don't know how to divide a vector. There are different types of vectors. What is a unit vector? Where do we use it? What is a null vector? Where do we use it? What are these planar vectors? What are these free vectors? What are the equal vectors? So all those things about vectors, we will deal in this chapter. After which we will apply to motion in a plane. So this is the second part of this chapter. You need to know the introduction, and now you need to know what are these scalars and vectors.